and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's match. I'm your host as always, Saminami, and we're going to be going right into Division 9 Overwatch. It's going to be Stevenson University versus the University of Alabama in Huntsville. But before we go any further, let's start by introducing the teams. Coming in from your home team here is going to be Stevenson with quite a lineup here. We are going to have Tyro, Legend, Not Y2K, Flyway Archer, and Midnight. As for the side of University of Alabama in Huntsville, they are going to be starting with the following: Uranium, Cosmic Owl, LC500, Star Dreamer, and Bees. First map's going to be going on off here to Lijiang Tower. So we're going to be getting things started up here in the map. So let's take it right on in just a moment here. Now loading on in, we're going to be starting up here on the night market. I know these teams have been really waiting to get the games playing. The bans that have been put in, Stevenson has gone to ban Sigma, while from the side of Alabama, you will see the ban coming out on Vendetta. All the new heroes that were released this week are also banned, as this is a week 1 match, so therefore they are not eligible for play today, but in tomorrow's match, they will be. So be sure to stay tuned for that as well. As the players are readying themselves on up, very excited to be able to get in and get some games going again. We're going to be seeing here from Stevenson a very, very different lineup. It's very diverse. While from the side of Alabama, going to be looking to be a strong brawl. Who's going to be coming out on top here between the two? Let's find out now. Going to be starting things on off. Stevenson begins with teleport down in front here, while Alabama is going to be trying to play for poke. We're going to take it from the eyes here of Star Dreamer, who's going to try to help set up their team with healing, while Stevenson's already going to be set up here on point. Trying to play for some poke here as Tyro goes in for the axe. Not going to be able to find any hits quite yet, as these teams just try to gauge each other's space. Seems that Stevenson here trying to keep a healthy distance, but they find a big amount of damage. Going for the slash, gets covered by the Suzu. Midnight's going to be the first to fall there for the Mustangs, as Tyro falls as well. Stevenson is losing people by the numbers. Archer will be able to trade back LC500, but we're going to have to see, can Stevenson recover themselves here? Legend looking to go on down despite best efforts, as the point begins capture for the side of Alabama. I mean, it's really going to be a strong setup here, looking at this here, as you're going to be seeing Tyro and Not Y2K trying to go in for some burst damage, but the Lucio here trying to help keep the distance and move the team here for Alabama as they keep their space. Bees being very dangerously close to the sun, but lose to tell the tale. And now it's go time, ladies and gentlemen. Cosmic Owl's not playing around as they're going in with the overclock. Going to be trying to see if they can find some elimination here values, and they do. Midnight's going to be the first of all, but Bees does get traded. Not Y2K is also going to be going on down, as now Ramacha's going to be running it on in. Uranium looking for those isolation targets, will be able to get value as they take down two there of Mustang's finest. Lots of ults going to be playing here, as only one utilized by the side of Alabama. You're going to be seeing Stevenson building up to 2 here. Not only TK already ready to go with the artillery barrage themselves. Needs to be able to find some space here as Tyro goes in for the slash, finds the elimination there. Now going to be going in with the annihilation. It seems Ramacha is going to be giving it all. It's all or nothing, folks, as they're pushing their way through. Could be finding some big value here. The Reaper's going to have to fall on back as the pressure is on, but they did forget about Cosmic Owl as they're playing for this rotation. Beam goes out, not going to be able to find that finishing kill, as you're going to be seeing LC500 try to run away to regroup here. Point will now finally turn in the hands of the Mustangs. I mean, you got to give credit there to Alabama for pushing on in, trying to play that risk. Unfortunately, it just does not go the way they expected. Tyro going in with the rampage there. It's going to be hit big value, finding 3, but not before LC500 gets the picks themselves. Going to be finding 2. while you're going to be seeing Stevenson trying desperately to get this backline trade here. Stardreamer trying to play to live. Right now, one of the supports is going to be down as Uranium fights toe-to-toe here with the Bastion. Bastion's going to be able to clean him on up here as Bees looks to get away. Stevenson just barely able to win that fight there. Alabama just on the cusp of victory, but snatched away from their grasp. Now going to be 2 ults here for Stevenson with only 1 ult available for Alabama. The B drop here is going to have to be big going on into this as they make a push here. Might be waiting for Midnights to be able to push in with the Kitsune Rush. The time's a ticking, and now they're going to be playing here with the window. B drop goes on in. Going to be able to catch everyone as you're going to be seeing that Stevenson really struggling to hold the line here. Needs to be able to stabilize themselves as the point turns on over. If they cannot get a pick here or trade, they are going to be in a worse for wear as they lose Midnight. That's going to be Kitsune Rush not available for use. Tyro here trying to see if they can get Uranium. Has the knife in him. Could go for the hole. Needs to make a touch soon with a plan here, but not going to be able to get any value off of it as Stevenson seems that they're going to be caught on up here. Midnight's going to be last one alive and they cannot make a play here. Round 1's going to go on over to Alabama. I mean, this was a fairly good fight that we got to see here from both sides. They had their plans, but what really hurt Stevenson's not being able to get that Kitsune Rush off. It's a tough time being able to make that call, thinking that you can try to win with just the window. You have to be able to use those ults when you have them, when a team fight engages here. Now you're going to be seeing that we are headed now over to the garden here of the Zhong Tower, and this is really what it's named after. Here's the tower itself. As we're going to be seeing here, Alabama is up 1-0 in the map here. If they get this next one, that's going to secure map 1 for them. Let's see if Stevenson's going to be able to bounce on back here as round number 2 begins. 25 seconds and counting. A switch back from LC500 off to Symmetra just to get people out of spawn quickly. Seems Stevenson a little on the slower side, but doing just fine themselves. Stardreamer looking for some poke on the sides, trying to see if they can build up for their perk here. Tyro, however, wants to play close and dirty. They're getting the knife in. Knife's going to drop there as Legends receiving a lot of damage from this Reaper, able to cleave on through. That's going to be finding a big opening pick there for the side of the Mustangs here. Going to be getting the follow-up. They find 1, 2. We're going to be looking for the third here. The Lucio's going down as the Ramatra falls. And with that, Stevenson's going to take control of the point to begin this second round. I mean, for the scoreboard so far, lots of perks ready to work with here, all ready to go. As you're going to be seeing the pressure applied to Alabama, but it seems the Mustangs have made a critical mistake. Legend here playing for life is able to get out in time thanks to the Junker Queen's shout. Needs to be mindful of their position here. Going to look back at the Soldier and trying to duke it out. Not going to be looking for the fight they were expecting as the pressure is on. We do find that Flyway Archer is going to be the first to fall there as LC500 finds the first. We're going to be traded back there by Legend. Legend trying to see if they get a follow up there on Nawe 2K going to be taking down Cosmic Owl. It seems that Stevenson, having lost 1, but being able to trade back 2, they could make a counterplay here. Only 3 on point, but they're just trying to stabilize here. Midnight ult is ready to go. The Kitsune Rush could make its show here, but not before you're going to be seeing the artillery barrage coming on in. Uranium trying to go with Annihilation, but the pressure is on. It's just too much damage. They are forced to back on up. Trying to go in with a nade there. Dude! Traded in the end. But ladies and gentlemen, it does show that it's going to be Alabama taking the initiative here. You were able to get that Kitsune Rush. It was a great idea there for the Mustangs, but unfortunately did not find the value they were looking for, as it was Alabama that was able to sustain themselves in this fight.
This ends now.
And it seems we're going to be starting it off immediately here with the overclock. Might have been an early fat finger here. Going to be running out of energy soon. Needs to hit their shots. Unfortunately, they cannot. Legend's going to be caught on now, trying to see if they can regroup with the team here as Windows setting up on the choke here. Needs to break down that shield to get some value here. Tyro might be able to get aggressive if they chose to, but Flyway Archer getting caught out in the open. They will be able to cleave through LC500 there. They're trying to sustain themselves, but the pressure is on from the Ramatra. Tyro can only do so much as they're trying to see what they can do to duke it out. It is not enough. Right now, Stevenson needs to focus on regrouping here as Alabama once again cleans up the opposition. 75% and counting here. You're going to be seeing that the Mustangs are in with their backs against the wall, not going to be having any ultimates to work with. Uranium coming up real close here for annihilation yet again. Is Tyro trying to do this here? Going immediately down the center there. It's a very dangerous situation to be in. Legend's going to be going for a touch here. Could find it, but they just need that opportunity to get on there. That's going to be a first elimination. Can anyone from Stevenson make it? Yes, they do in time. As you're going to see, Legend only be the first one to fall. These will fall to midnight as Tyro fall into Uranium. That radioactive element really does a number to you. And that looks to be it, as map number 1 goes to Alabama. Yeah, these fights really came down to the wire early on, but then it just became a repetitive session with our ending scoreboard here. Play of the game going to be coming on out from the Cosmic Owl. I mean, really great opportunity of attack here on the flank to be able to enable and shut down Stevenson's approach. We're going to head to a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and what a start to week 1 there, as you're going to be seeing 1-0 on the board there for Alabama. They were looking very, very strong there. As we're going to be looking, our next map that we're going to be going on into is Coliseum. So, now that we're going to be heading there, I would say that Stevenson might be trying to relive what they had during the placement matches. So, now going to be loading on in the bands. This time around, Stevenson having selected the first band being Ramatra. That Ramatra definitely being a thorn in their side. And for that, Alabama said, you know what? We saw you last time. Ban Bastion. Bastion's now not going to be playable for this map. Welcome to Coliseum, ladies and gentlemen. Here, we're in the heart of Rome, outside of the Coliseum itself, on a push map. Say hello, Matt. He only talks to people in game. He doesn't talk to camera people above. As the map did get a bit of a rework here, you see Talon is everywhere. So now that Vendetta has taken control of the organization as part of the lore, they are really focused on trying to revamp their image. The point of this map, however, is push. You have 2 points that you have to reach to. The first one is a checkpoint that allows closer spawn, as seen in this yellow building down below. It's mirrored on the other side of the map as well. If you get to the end destination, or the furthest, before time runs out, you win. So with the score being 1-0 in favor of Alabama so far, I think they're going to try to see if they can keep this snowball rolling. As we're going to be seeing here, Stevenson try to match him up on dive, and we're seeing the Vendetta is now enabled and in play here. So might get to see some aggressive plays forward there. Legend trying to keep their distance right now, as you do see LC500 trying to play for the front line. Now getting dove by the Vendetta there. It's a bit dangerous, but they seem to be doing just fine. Legend here gain a lot of pressure applied to them. Now Y2K trying to play for their life here, but they're getting flanked by the Reaper. It seems that Stevenson trying to just tempo themselves going into these fights. Mustangs really need to try to get themselves set up for high ground right now, as they are in a bit of a disadvantageous position here. As now we're going to be going to this push. Now, apologies for seeing the invite there. It seems that I've been getting some attention unexpectedly on the production side. Legend here trying to fight it out on point as Alabama continues this push on the card. Legend will fall to the Cosmic Owl. Stevenson right now really just trying to find an opportunity to have themselves an opening here, but the card is still pushing along. They will finally be able to find their first elimination there. It's going to be against Star Dreamer, but not before now Y2K and Midnight Fall themselves. The robot has not taken to the checkpoint quite yet. Bombs coming on out. Does not get any hits, however, as Tyro will fall to Cosmic Owl again. Legend trying to see if they can escape after stall, but it's not going to be anything there. 8 minutes on the board here, and close spawn now awarded to the side of Alabama here. They are on a roll, and they want to keep the snowball building. Stevenson here really needs to try to focus on setting themselves up for the plays to move forward. Really going to be trying to focus on these flanks here. Tyro trying to get some initial push, but falling back here. As you're going to be seeing the Mustangs try desperately to look for an opening play. And triple ult coming on out there between the Overclock, the Rampage, and the Death Blossom. The bodies are falling, and Stevenson barely able to hang on for themselves. As you're left with Legend, last one being alive here. It's not looking good for the Mustangs. They do, however, have been able to take out Star Dreamer as they leave Bees to be the sole healer on point. If we are nothing here, Legend trying to get out, will be able to survive it just by the hair of their chin as they're looking for a play off of Tactical Visor. Nano also going to be making a push on in, as you will be seeing damage going in quite aggressively there. Cosmic Owl going to be the first to fall as LC500 getting pressured but staying alive to tell the tale. Uranium trying to see if they can get Malwai2K. They will be successful in doing so. And Stevenson may be looking to try to push in here to survive. He's looking very low. They are hurt. Diva Bomb's going to be coming on now. Coming to the skies. Finds 3 as Stevenson finally gets a breath. It took a bit there, as you've seen, but they were able to bring it back together. Now the Mustangs have a big escort to try to work with here, pushing on back. Going to be setting themselves up for this next fight here. Has to be looking at Star Dreamer for the play here, as Bees also trying to play for their life. Uranium in a bit of a struggle here, but they live to tell the tale. Bot turns control. Uranium trying to survive as the Vendetta ult goes for the slam. Not going to be able to find anybody, unfortunately for them, as the Mustangs are pushing in way aggressively. This could have been what dooms them here, but they actually managed to survive. Bees is going to be going on down. Legend finding 1, 2, looking for a third as they're trying to get the follow-up there on the Cosmic. Will be able to find it in the end there. And despite the scrappy fight, Stevenson still lives to tell the tale and continue the bot push. I'm not gonna lie, it was getting pretty dicey there. Alabama is a strong force to reckon against, and with 4 ults available here, I think it's just going to be one good Death Blossom that does in the Mustangs. Just going to be playing for some poke here this round on all sides. Uranium going to be looking for the Joker Queen ult there, as you had the initial teleport going on in. Will be able to get the elimination there on the Flyaway Archer. Now Y2K getting aggressively forward, seeing if they can get the damage dealt, but Midnight also being pressured upon, as now the point turns control. Diva needs to be able to regroup here with their fellow Mustangs to be able to set up for defensive hold here. They have 3 ults to work with: Tactical Visor, Kitsune Rush, and Nano to make a play. Just setting themselves up for the angle here. Tyro going aggressively forward. Could find themselves in a bit of trouble as close spawn has been awarded. Now going to have the Tactical Visor in with Nano here. Needs to push through. That's going to find both supports there, as now they need to find anyone else. But Stevenson is taking their time on the low ground, not stopping this point. But they finally get the play in there. LC500 almost falling themselves. Anti comes out on Joker Queen as Flyaway Archer trying to duke it out themselves. They will lose Flyaway as the Joker Queen continues this bot push, getting more progress for the side of Alabama here. That's going to be a long walk for the side of Stevenson to be able to match back up here, as everyone will be able to respawn in time for the side of Alabama. Only one ult utilized there, I believe. It was LC500. Did not find the value they were looking for as well. Pressure coming in from this high ground here from Stevenson, but they're ignoring it. They do not care. Their focus is on point here, as you're going to be seeing Midnight being the first to fall here. Tyro might have to go for a play, trying to see if they can teleport back. Diva Bomb goes off as you have B drop as well. Diva Bomb finds no value there as Legend themselves trying to see if they can escape. Legend Herden for CERN as they continue to be pushed upon. Do get the cleanse there from Midnight. It's going to come down to this. Trying to see if they can survive for this play here. Just able to get away, but the bleed carries on through the teleport there, as you're going to be seeing, once again, Stevenson not able to get that ult off. Flyaway Archer now swapping over to the Baptiste here. Legend has to try to see if they can go for a play to stop the point. Just barely missing the follow-up slash there to hunker it down. Tyro does get the kill there onto Cosmic Owl, however, and looking for it onto Reaper, getting that elimination. 2 down. You will have the Jungle Queen trying to get away. Able to back on off, you are going to be seeing Mustangs trying to play for a regroup here. They have 2 ultimates available and a swap now over to Moira. And same to be said here from the side of Alabama, 2 ready for themselves. Tyro going to be losing that mech there. Maybe Legend going in for the Vendetta slash. Vengeance is a dish best served cold, and it's coming in hot. Being able to find that initial slam there, but not going to be getting any elimination to start. They're trying to catch the Reaper there. We'll be able to find the Jungle Queen, as now they're going to be looking for a push. Reaper needs to play safe there. They do steal the Mega from Legend, but they have no abilities left to survive as the bot begins its push once more. 1:20 remaining on the clock now, as Stevenson tries to push back against Alabama's offense. Now here getting pressured by Tyro as Consider Rush comes on out. Bees will be the first to fall against Legend, but now Tactical Vibes are going to be coming on in there. They're trying to see if they can get Cosmic Owl. Could not, as the Cosmic Owl will get traded back by Legend here. Uranium, despite the Rampage, did not find the value they were looking for. Seems Tyro here is trying to protect Midnight for a play. They need to be able to make a push here, but they've lost too many people and are starting to fall one by one. Stevenson really needs to buy themselves some time to be able to recover here. Slash comes on in. Not going to be able to do enough, however, against the Diva, as Bees is getting pressured on out. Bees goes down as we're going to be seeing Uranium getting forced back. But they managed to recover here. Alabama still holding strong. 10 seconds remain. Alabama just needs to not push the cart, keep it away from Stevenson here so that they cannot make touch. And that's going to be it. Map number 2 goes to Alabama. And our ending scoreboard here. I mean, big numbers being put up here between Uranium, Cosmic Owl. This time Uranium going to be receiving the play of the game. A big Rampage coming on through, finding one after another on the Mustangs backline here. We're going to head to a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once more, and my oh my, has been a dominant showing here from the side of Alabama so far, as they are currently up 2-0 against Stevenson. Now, Stevenson has a big job ahead of themselves to try to see if they can make a reverse sweep at all, as this is match point territory. If Stevenson drops this one, they're done for tonight. Let's take a look at our maps here, as we're now going to be heading on over to a Flashpoint map, New Junk City. So, let's get ourselves going right on into the action once more. The bands this time around we are going to be seeing is from the side of Stevenson, Sojourn, and from the side of Alabama, Reinhardt will be banned. So with a slight swap around, as we're going to be seeing here from the side of the Mustangs, Tyro is now on DPS, while Not Y2K is on tank. As we're going to be possibly coming to close here for week 1's match, there's a chance it could make a comeback. We'll just have to see how the game plays out. So both sides going to be starting up with their comps here. There is an interesting selection here from the side of Alabama. We do see the Bastion has been selected, while Stevenson going to be opting for a Farah. Very interesting selection, given that starting in this point, you are more indoors here. So not going to be a whole lot of space to fly around. Let's see if they have a plan. We're going to be starting up with the eyes here of Uranium, who's been leading the charge here for Alabama. Stupendously so. And on the flip side, now not Y2J here, who's been sitting on the Bastion themselves. Now going to be playing on Arisa here. Very similar in terms of weapons. But you're going to be seeing that first push in there from the Ramatra. The pressure is on Legend at full mark here with the Vendetta. Getting the slash in there. It's a double kill to start. Big hits to begin with there, as you're going to be seeing Stevenson starting to show some life. That slash was perfect there for the side of the Mustangs to be able to make a comeback to start with this flashpoint here. If they can capture 3 of the 5 points around this map, they will stay alive in the series. That's a big job to complete here. LC 500 trying to see if they can duke it out with Legend, as now you're going to be seeing the Ramatra try to push their way on in, but getting forced on back. The spam is just continuing, as you're going to be seeing Stevenson be able to hold on. 50% and counting now. You have just about 1 to 2 team fights left for the side of Alabama, so they need to make sure they do not get themselves staggered on out here. Going to be keeping an eye now on Tyro. Has that Pharaoh ult ready to go. Now going to be seeing the swap over to Malga. Maybe it seems that Stevenson starting to find a crack in this Alabama hold. Pharaoh coming on in from point blank. Will be able to trade the tank, as you will get the follow-up there from the side of the Mustangs to take down the Bastion. The follow-through is just brutal. And the first point unanimously goes to the Mustangs here. Stevenson now sitting on 3, coming up to 4 ults here. Looking strong, as you're going to be seeing the side of Alabama here trying to look for a potential play. They now make a swap over to the Cassidy here, maybe to see if they can get a push in. Say Rush going to be coming out from Midnight. We haven't seen many of these come out, but when they do, they have value. Midnight will fall, as well as Archer for the side of Stevenson, who's trying to fight it on out. They will be able to trade back, but the point opens up with only 1 Mustang on and 3 from Alabama to fight it. Fair here, trying to play with the poke, but will not be able to really get any value here. Has to play it safe, almost finding the Malga. Malga just barely alive, clutching their life, and they will be able to recover. Tyro has to be very careful poking themselves out like that. Taking a look at Cosmic Al. Big name here for the side of Alabama, giving them value as Uranium's going to be able to find that first elimination there. Reaper could be looking for a play off the Death Blossom, as it's going to be falling in on up there with the slash and slam. High Noon coming on out with Cage, finds Midnight for the trades. Legend trying desperately to stay alive through here, as you will see Stevenson just start to crumble. The idea was there, but it just did not follow through. As you're seeing, this point looks like it's going to be going the way of Alabama. Adjustment and adaptation, that is what it's all about here when you're looking at Overwatch. It's what the game's built around. As now 5% remaining, someone's going to have to make a touch here. Tyro is on, so we are now into overtime here. Speed drop going to be coming on through now, as you're going to be seeing it be a messy fight. Legend trying to see if they can duke it out, but it's just not enough, as Alabama's going to be taking one back for themselves. Well, it's 1-1 so far here, And we're now going to be heading over to the Ducks, a huge building within the New Junk City here that provides energy to the city. Stevenson has to be very mindful of their positioning here and how they play it out. Legend just forced to back on off as Tyro falls once more. Cosmic out here has been just finding these pokes from a distance here that has been so valuable for the side of Alabama. Stevenson trying to push back against Uranium here. Need to be aware of the Reaper. Slam coming on in. It is dodged by the supports to start. Uranium will fall. High Noon going to be coming on out. Looking to see if they can find anyone. Can Legend survive with a block? Not going to be able to, as the cooldown was off. Arisa here trying to see if they can find on out. Reaper just barely able to make it out live after retrieving the Death Orb there and finding the follow-up on the Tyro. Those Death Orbs will heal Reaper every time they pick one up, which makes it very difficult to put him down. You're going to be seeing Flyaway Archer will find one, but lose them life themselves, as Stevenson still trying to fight this out. They've been staggered out a good bit now. They need to just try to regroup here. 50% and counting now. Many ults ready for the side of the Mustangs here, as you're going to be seeing two coming up from the side of Alabama. The cages have been on point to lock people down and buy time for the side of Alabama here. As you're going to be seeing Star Dreamer going to be looking to play it safe here at a distance. Could push with the Kitsune Rush, as Tyro is going to be the first to fall. Legend going to go down as well. Stevenson down both DPS here. It's going from bad to worse, as you're seeing them just pushed upon. Going to be locking them down so no one can be able to make a touch here. But they will be able to get at least one clean elimination there from Tyro before falling themselves. We're now going to be heading on over to the refinery here. Radioactive facility just beside the Ducks here. Not the most ideal place to have next to ventilation in my opinion, but hey, what can you do? It's city infrastructure at its finest. That's good. Going to be coming on in here. Here comes the charge. Trying to just go for some cheeky stunts here. The pressure is now on to Malga. Forced into the corner here. Trying to play it safe as High Noon is up. Will not be able to shut it on down. Just misses there as Death Blossom finds two. Going in for the slam. Finds Bees, but the point was already lost. Stevenson not going to be having that ult going into this next fight here. If Alabama takes it, Stevenson will be done for tonight. So the progress begins its count. Now going to be seeing the swap here over to Vendetta, as the Mustangs look for an entry point into the facility. Could be looking at a combo here between Vendetta and Legend if they choose to utilize it. Vendetta trying to see if they can get a slash, and Tyro is going to be the first to fall here for the Mustangs, as they're just confused in the flurry of the fight. It seems that Stevenson just cannot handle the pressure that Alabama is bringing forth. And 60% now and counting still. The Mustangs need to get this next fight going. They have only one shot here to win this, or it's all said and done. So, gotta be paying attention here to the engage. Need to be able to go in with ults to make a touch to set it through. Kitsune Rush is out. Needs someone to be able to make the touch here. Tyro is going for it, but he's too high above the point. Not gonna be able to make it in time. And Alabama takes the third and final map. That's going to be it from us here tonight, but the final play of the game earned here by LC500, who has been consistently performing here on the Reaper. The Death Blossom is what set themselves up for success time and time again. Well, that does in fact conclude things for tonight, folks, as you're going to be seeing 3-0 on the board there. Stevenson was able to get the first point to start it, but in the end, you can only do so much. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!